Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. The New York Mets are going to the playoffs. Can you believe it? The magic of this Mets season lives on. Just one of the games of the year from the New York Mets. This is just remarkable what we just saw. Let a couple people file in here. Just it doesn't get better than that. It doesn't get more stressful than that. And the heart palpitations are real. 3-0. Schwelling shutting them down. 6-run inning in the 8th. It's 6-3. We got the lead. 6 outs away from a playoff spot. And then Edwin Diaz. Edwin Diaz doing what he does most of his Mets career, choking at a big moment. But then the 9th inning comes. And Francisco Lindor, the MVP. Shohei Ohtani's going to win it. I don't care. Francisco Lindor has meant the world to this Mets team. And once again, in a big spot, he comes up with the 2-run go-ahead homer to give the Mets a 7-6 lead. But there were still 3 outs to get. And we thought Ryan Stanek was coming in. But they said, you know what? Let's give Diaz another try. And we love a good redemption story. And while we sweated it out, while Travis d'Arnaud came up in the bottom of the 9th, we really thought, oh no, Travis d'Arnaud is going to kill the Mets. Got the out, and none other than a ground ball to the MVP Lindor who put them there. I mean, the throw to first, and the ball game is over from 0-5 to OMG. Oh my God. Armand, what a game. Armand, I'm glad I called out of work. Smart move. If you were working today, you're a loser. You should have been watching this game. And if you missed this game, I feel bad for you because this is going to go down one of the greatest games in the history of the sport, one of the greatest games in Mets history. Zach Goldberg, I think that was the best baseball game I've watched. It was the best baseball game. It was heart palpitation baseball game. It was scary. But we didn't want to go into the second game with a chance of our season on the line. I don't think that's stress. Now we can breathe because, to be honest, I'd rather play Milwaukee. I kind of now want to lose this second game so the Mets can play Milwaukee. And I know they looked bad against Milwaukee Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Didn't mean anything. In a series that didn't mean anything for them. But San Diego scares me a little bit more. With that lineup, it's really scary. With that bullpen they have, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of going to San Diego. And you got to factor in going across the country tonight after playing 2 games to a different time zone. That's a lot for guys to play 3 straight days. So let me know in the chat what you think. But I want to play Milwaukee again. If they play San Diego, fine. But here's the thing. At this point, this team had to get in. And if they lose the wild card round, it happens. You're playing with house money now. You made the playoffs after the 0-5 start, after the Jorge Lopez worst effing team in MLB, after being the laughing stock of baseball through Memorial Day. The New York Mets turned their season around from Grimace to OMG. Now we can get the OMG remix from Max Wiener, from Glizzy the dog, all these off the field, all these gimmicks, the purple Grimace seat. Would have been awful if they missed the playoffs after all the fun they've had. Now they can have their fun and take it into October. And tomorrow, October, baseball begins. Zach Goldberg game had everything. Starting pitching, great defense, blunders, big home. The game really was cinema. It was true cinema, that baseball game. If you're watching this now, share it with your friends, share it with your Mets fan friends, tweet it out, smash that thumbs up, comment below. I don't go live on here often on my own YouTube. I'm going to do more of it. But, man, I had to just let it out. I was just so fired up because the emotions this game took you through. When it was 3-0, I was like, all right, let's win game 2. That's it. We're not winning this game. Breaking salesman scratch for game 2. He had back spasms last night. That is very intriguing. You worried, it might have been before last night because they've been holding off Sale for a while. And you're like, all right, that's gamesmanship. They're going to save him for game 1. You wonder now if they're saving him because they think they'll beat the Mets pretty handedly because the Mets probably are throwing, I don't know, maybe let me know if they say who the Mets are, Grant Holmes, who the Mets are throwing out. I would assume it's like Danny Young or Alex Young or someone that could go 3 or 4 innings. I don't know if they would use Budo because they're really going to need Budo now tomorrow for whoever they play because Phil Maytone is not pitching tomorrow. He's pitched 3 straight days. I thought that was a bit of a question mark putting him in. Diaz 2 straight days, and this is why I said not to use Diaz yesterday. I know everyone said, look, he got it out of his kinks out of his system. Diaz did not look sharp today, and he threw 40 pitches. So you're telling me Diaz now tomorrow is going to be available for 3 days after throwing 40 pitches today after pitching yesterday? That's a question mark. So it's going to be intriguing to see how this plays out. But the Braves now are in a position they have to win. And on the Mets, I take it very easy this game. I really think Milwaukee is the team you want to play. And I think this Mets team has the makings to go on a run if they do it right. The good thing, too, about them winning this game, guys, Luis Severino. You can now, and I know Severino looked bad last start. Luis Severino will pitch tomorrow. Now you get Severino for game 1 of the playoffs. That's what you wanted. You want the Luis Severino out there for game 1 because now it lines up where you have Severino game 1, Manaea game 2, and then if there is a game 3, you can go David Peterson on 3 days rest, or you go Jose Quintana. So it lines up that the Mets will probably do Severino, Manaea, Quintana, and then if they did make the DS, game 1 of the division series would probably be Peterson. And you also have to factor in, does Senga have a chance to return here? So the Mets now have options, and that would have been very stressful if they lost that game, especially after that 6-run inning, because that was truly magical. When Schwellenbach came out, you said, all right, go time. Let's go, boys. And then Candelita ties it, clutch hit, sac fly, Nimmo once again. I mean, Pete Alonso's got to take notes. Francisco Lindor has been clutch all year. Brandon Nimmo these last few weeks has been so clutch. And those guys have really stepped up. Pete Alonso has not. I don't want to be negative here because this was incredible, but man, it's time now. I mean, it's October baseball. I would love Pete to really show up and close his potential Mets career with a great playoffs. But this game was just pure cinema. This would have won all the awards. All of the Oscars go to Mets Braves September 30th, 2024. There was rain mixed in. There was Schwellenbach's dominance. There was the ball that rolled fair where the cover was literally off the baseball with Tyrone Taylor. He stays at third. Bader, 2 chances to score 3 potential runs, chokes. Marte pinch hits for him, gets a big hit. Starling Marte, huge. And then Marte again in the 9th inning, a huge hit to set up Francisco Lindor. We have to talk about Marte coming in this game off the bench. He might have not started, but man, did he make a big impact, and a bigger impact than Harrison Bader made as a starter. Big hit from Marte, and then just Francisco, man. I got emotional watching this post game with Steve Gelbs because he was emotional out there, and he has been the heart and soul of this team. And he got to figure his emotions have been all over with this back injury, not being able to play. Acuna was tearing it up. You know, Lindor clearly was still banged up when he plays Friday. Saturday, he's a DH, plays great defense today, and hits the massive 2-run homer. One of the best games we'll ever see. I mean, it just doesn't get much better than that. We're live on YouTube. Make sure you share with your friends. Smash that thumbs up. We're having a good time here talking Mets baseball. I mean, whew. Who do you guys want? Who do you want in the playoffs, folks? I want Milwaukee. Tell me who you want. Do you want Milwaukee? Do you want San Diego? Oh man, that if you didn't let out a tear or got emotional after that game, you haven't been following this Mets season. It's been a storybook Mets season. Armand says, I'll take Brewers for the shorter trip. I agree. I think you gotta want to face the Brewers here. I think either way, you're happy you're in, but you in the back of your mind, you're thinking, why not us? We've overcame all these obstacles. Why not the New York Mets go on our run? And like I said, you're playing with house money, you lose in the wild card. I think fans are still like, you know what? This was a great season. This team was ahead of schedule. But you're also like, let's let's do this thing. Lindor said my back hurts. I'm tired. I'm very curious here how this second game will play out. Now, Lindor, I'm sure, is sitting. I think the Mets gotta play it like, hey, if the Braves win, they win. If we win, fine. But we can't be playing all our guys. And I want to see who's starting. I want to see do they have someone ready in AAA? Is Joey Lucchesi coming here? Like, let's see what happens. Yuki Matsui, Chris Sale scratch from game 2. Jake, love you, buddy. Love you too. Armand, after May, I counted them out and wanted them to sell the rent. They proved me wrong. I love this team. That's really what it is for me. Is like we all gave up. We all were like, this team is gonna. I said to all my friends, I said on the Mets Magic podcast, and if you're watching this, go subscribe to that. I'll go live on there later after the second game. I wanted to do the pod after I knew who they were playing, so we could kind of preview the series. But this is fun. We thought this would be a ghost town. We thought Citi Field would be quiet all summer. We thought all it'd be is, oh, I'll go for the hockey jersey. I'll go for the promotion. Instead, we went for OMG, for Grimace, for win streaks, for Iglesias Candelita, for Lindor's MVP play, for the dominant starting pitching, for how good the bullpen was, to these additions that they made at the deadline who all played a factor. I know Maytone struggled today, but Maytone's been solid. Stanek's been solid. Winker, for the most part, pretty solid. JD Martinez this season has been absent this last month, but he's a big reason that they got to this point. Martinez did have a stretch where he was a huge part of this offense. Brandon Nimmo, from the All-Star game to like mid to late August, nowhere to be found, picked it up. Post-game interviews fired you up, and you could tell these guys love each other, and that's a team you want to root for, a team that loves each other. Last year's team, you see these guys hated each other. They had terrible team chemistry. Even 2022, like the end of the season was scary. Wild card sucked. I don't know if the team had the chemistry. This team just loves each other. They have fun. And that's a product you want to watch. That's a product you want to root for. Is a team with cohesion. If they have fun, we have fun. And I think they appreciate this Mets fan base and what they've brought. It's magical. It's Mets Magic. The Mets Magic podcast. That's what I feel. The year I start Mets Magic was the year of Mets Magic. It's amazing. It took amazing but true to be over for the Mets to give us magic. I know we got 1 year, 2022, but for the most part, this team sucked when I did my former show. Now the Mets Magic show starts, and here's the magic. Maytone deadline acquisition needs to be brought back. I agree. Jake, I cried. Mets Magic. Yeah, I cried. That final out, just the emotion that game took you through, and then you started thinking bigger picture, the emotion this season has taken you through. And for me, not being in New York, leaving, it hit me extra hard of everything that's happened the last month and how this Mets team has brought us joy through everything going on in your life, through me being laid off and moving from Astoria, moving from Queens, not being there now for these playoff watch parties. I gotta come back. I gotta get back. And if they get the division series, I'm going to Citi Field. Joey Lucchesi to pitch game 2. Alex Young is option. Okay, that's what I figured the logical move was. Lucchesi, let him throw 7. If he gives up 8 runs, who cares? Let Lucchesi just throw his arm off here in game 2 and save this Mets bullpen. I don't want to see. You could throw Brazaban out there for a couple innings, but let Joey Fuego go 6 or 7. Maybe Brazaban or Danny Young. It's probably going to be him and Danny Young, but go Ovechkin. I needed Jake Grant. The only thing I was mad about was Diaz blowing it, and I can't really rant because we're going to the playoffs. I mean, I can't. There's nothing to yell about. Like, this team is magical, but like if they were to have lost, I would have got here on here and been mad. But Edwin Diaz is troubling. Outside of 2022 and the Magic and the trumpets and everything, his Mets career has not been good. He got paid handsomely. He got a big contract, and Edwin Diaz has sucked, especially in the big moment. And that's what scares me here going into October. One, tomorrow, I don't know if he's going to be able to pitch 3 days in a row after pitching 40 pitches yesterday. I just don't know. And two, like, do you trust Edwin Diaz in a big spot? It's impossible to trust him in a big spot. Look at the times on the road, especially they go to San Diego. Remember, he blew that game in San Diego, blew the game in Arizona. So Edwin Diaz would be the thing I would rant about is he is not trustworthy. He is like that ex that always comes creeping back to you, but you don't trust them. Like, this team defies logic. This team has each other's back. And they had Edwin Diaz's back and Francisco Lindor, who has no back. He is a hurt back from literally being hurt to figuratively carrying this team. And once again, he did it again. I mean, how apropos that one, he hits the go-ahead homer. It's the big hit in the eighth as well. And then two, he gets the last out. Ground ball to Lindor, throw to first from 0-5 to OMG. Can we release the OMG remix between games? I know it's with Pitbull. Like, it's going to be with Pitbull. Tim Healy told me on the Mets Magic podcast, it's a Miami artist. Release a song now so we could play it all day today and tomorrow. I mean, that would be the perfect timing to release this remix to get us fired up for the playoffs. Someone release some postseason song. I might have to write a song tonight for tomorrow. I'm sure JR and they'll have JR Simpson or Jordan will have something out here tonight. But man, we need a hype song because we're in the playoffs. And it could end in two nights. In 48 hours, the Mets could be out. In 48 to 72 hours, we could be going to the division series. I don't know. From what I saw the last week, you would think they're not going to last long, but why not? I think they're riding high right now. And I think this team has all the makings to do something special because now not throwing Severino sets you up for a very intriguing wild card round. You get Severino, Manaea, Quintana. Bang, bang, bang. And I know Manaea and Severino coming off, their worst starts in a while, but they're due for a bounce back. Quintana's been remarkable, and it's go time. Diane P, his post interview's on now, and he says they came back. No, dude, you blew that inning. Yeah, I mean, Diaz gotta step up, bro. Like, you're getting paid $20 million a year to get 3 outs. And obviously 5 was too hard for you today, but 3 has been hard for him as well. He's got to grab his cojones and say, hey, I'm Edwin Diaz. I got the stuff. Why can't I do it? And Alvarez, you saw, got mad at him because of his location. He was missing bad, and Alvarez was mad, and rightfully so. Alvarez was all of us when he was walking guys and giving up the hit to Albies. OMG, never should have doubted your powers. Yeah, OMG, man. It continues. And that's what adds to this is like everyone would have made fun of us. We would have been the laughing stock of this whole OMG, everything that's happened if they don't get in. Smash that thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. Comment, share with your friends. We're live. Amazing with Jake on Jake Brown Radio YouTube page. Also, let me know if I change the username. I'm thinking about going to maybe Jake Brown TV or something. But there needs to be another remix with Grimace. Come for the watch party. Dale. Yeah. I think if it likely goes to a game 3, I think I'm going to come up to watch wherever the party will be on Thursday. And 2 days will be tough, but I think for Thursday, I got to be there. I can't be watching. I cannot be watching in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I'm sorry. It is far here. And I haven't seen much New York here. I need to be in New York for a potential celebration. You can crash. Perfect. So I don't want to crash in New Jersey. I need to be in the state of New York. And then it would be Saturday. It would be game 1 of the division series, wherever they go next. But let's not look too far ahead. I'll have a full preview on Mets Magic tonight. I'll go live again after this second game. I think we're doing 9 p.m. Working on a guest now. So come back to the Mets Magic podcast, the sick podcast, Mets Magic. Find it on YouTube. Just type Mets Magic podcast. Subscribe there. Follow. but I just had to give a live reaction. Share this with your friends. Share Mets magic with all your Mets friends. Jake, do live reaction with your fans. We all love you. Thank you, Yuki. Are you related to Hideki or Kaz? Make sure your guest got good Wi-Fi. Yeah, probably won't be Figgy. Figgy always seems to be on terrible Wi-Fi or like some. I mean, he is an Android, so he's already suspect. But always, it must be T-Mobile or something. His Wi-Fi always, his audio, the headphones. I mean, can he get it right? Since he's left the podcast, he just can't figure his life out when it comes to audio and video. It's unbelievable. Terrible internet provider, terrible phone, terrible headset. Can we get him the right equipment to record something? So I probably won't have him on tonight for that reason, that I don't trust his Wi-Fi and his phone. We need high quality audio. The system needs to get that together. Yeah, for real. Diaz said he was told by Jeremy Hefner he was out of the game for the ninth. Diaz took his case to Mendoza and got him a pitch. Wow. Okay, I didn't see that. I've been doing this, so I'm behind. But very interesting. I really thought they were going to go to Stanek because they have to remember if they were to win the game, you kind of want have Diaz for tomorrow. I know it's hard to watch him, but you kind of want him. YK Chase 87. I don't trust Edwin Diaz. I have trust issues. I think we all have trust issues with Edwin Diaz, and now for the second time in a wild card, we will see Edwin Diaz in the playoffs. Now, he wasn't really a factor against the Padres 2 years ago because the second game, I believe they were up big. The first game, Scherzer got shelled and Bassett got shelled. So we haven't seen true playoff Diaz in a Mets uniform. Now, Diaz on the road. You got to factor in Mets were home for those games against Padres. Diaz has sucked on the road. He's been terrible. Look what he did in Arizona. Look what he did in San Diego. And then look what he did in Atlanta today. Something about pitching on the road, maybe not having Timmy Trumpet, maybe not having the song, having Miss Met play the trumpet. He's been a horrible road closer and in big games. Playoffs are the biggest games of the planet. Today was right there with it in the ultimate classic. This will be on Mets yearbook during every rain delay for the rest of our existence. One of the most stressful, incredible games we've ever seen. But now we got to see Diaz in October on the road. The Mets are going to be road warriors. If they go on a deep run, road warriors. Because remember, the division series, they will be 2 away and then potentially only 1 home game if it ends in 3. And same for the NLCS, most likely. Same situation. Road warriors. Can Edwin Diaz grab his balls and win for the Mets in the road? And can he win for the Mets in big time playoff spots? You're getting paid to do it. It's time to show it to us. Because at this point, we trust Phil Maytone and Ryan Stanek over him. We trust Jose Buto over Edwin Diaz. But you get Carlos Mendoza having to go to Diaz. It's not like you don't go to your closer. That's why he's there. You just got to pitch better. You got to pitch better. But man, we're here. Smash that thumbs up, please. You're watching on YouTube. Share it. I'm trying to build this. YouTube takes time to really build up. I haven't really gone much live on here, but I'm glad to go live on here. Let's go to the comments. Give us your comments. I'm reacting to your comments. I'll probably go another 5 to 10 minutes here. That's my son asking. Hello, Candace and Chase. All right, the lineup. Okay, it's out. So Cunha, Marte, DH, Nimmo. Okay, Alonso. Okay, Alvarez. Okay, I was gonna say Eddie Alvarez has to. This is the game. Eddie Alvarez has to start, and he is. Okay, Bader's playing center again. Okay, Vientos. I'm shocked Winker isn't playing. Didn't play either game. I thought they'd be going with all the guys that are not as important. It's very interesting. So Nimmo's left along the Vientos too. No, is it because are the Mets facing a lefty tonight? Let me know. Is it a lefty on the mound for Holmes is a righty. It's very weird. Jesse Winker's not playing. No Iglesias either. I think Iglesias needs the breather. I'm fine with that. I don't think the hitting streak matters that much. His health matters, and he's taken some nicks. He's taken Fouled a few balls off. I think Iglesias needs the rest today. Diaz doesn't understand it's a track meet when Diaz gets runners base. And yeah, Diaz, you have to cover first base. I mean, that's baseball 101. Cover the damn base. New York Flight Jets talk. Jake freaking Brown. Connor, if you're a Jets fan, Sick Pod Jets Flight Club. Connor did a great job on our post game show yesterday. Connor filling for Eric Coleman as we reacted to we went from Jets disaster to a near Mets disaster, but luckily a win. No Glazes 22 hits game history in the line. Can't believe this is my life. The Mets never win. Yeah, that was my feeling in that eighth inning when they blew it. Was like I tweeted like the euphoria we felt in that game. We felt euphoria, and then they took it away from us. That's the Mets franchise summed up. So I agree. I mean, I can't believe it. But this was the season, and when everyone wrote us off, and last week everyone said it's over, they're not going to win a game in Atlanta. I said, let's hold on. I know it was a rough week, but look what this team has continued to show us when their backs are against the wall. They've shown us resilience. They've shown us magic. They've shown us baseball that we want to be a part of. And they did it again. And I'm so happy this team's going to the playoffs. Can't wait for more of it. Smash that thumbs up, share this. Okay, game 2 is starting. How far do you think the Mets will make it? Listen, I think this team is worn out and gas. If I'm going to be realistic, I don't see them going past the division series. I think they can beat Milwaukee. I think San Diego would be a dogfight. I do think they could beat Milwaukee. San Diego would be tough. The homer in me wants to see the Mets are going all the way because of how magical the season has been. But the way the schedule shaped up and guys hurt and backs hurting, and it's hard for me to see them going to deep October. But think about the storylines if they can win a round or two. Senga potentially coming back. Jeff McNeil, does he come back quicker than we thought? You forget about Jeff McNeil. He exists. Does he come back? Do you need him to come back without Iglesias sitting? Doesn't hurt to have the extra bat. A lot of storylines here at the Mets going to run. But realistically, I think division series, maybe the championship series if they have a few balls bounce right. Game 2, let's start. Holmes on the mound. Game 2, let's go see them live after game 2. Yes, let's watch game 2. Let's enjoy. We could breathe. Like we don't. I was stressing every single pitch of that game, like you all were. Like every pitch was death, doom, or gloom. What's gonna happen? But they won. Everything worked out right. Now go to the Sick Podcast Mets Magic YouTube, youtube.com/at the Sick Podcast Mets Magic. Subscribe, smash the thumbs up. I will go live on there after game 2. It'll be around 8:30 or 9. I'll tweet it out. Come live, join us. We'll take your comments. We'll read your comments on the Sick Podcast Mets Magic. This is the Jake Brown Radio YouTube. Amazing with Jake. The amazing Mets are going to the playoffs. October baseball is here. Let's do it, baby. And let's go to Milwaukee, San Diego. Why not us? Why not the 2024 OMG Mets? Let's do this thing. We'll catch you live after this game 2. Let's go Mets. We're going to the playoffs for the 11th time in franchise history. It happens once every, I can't even do the math. 63 years, 11 once every 6 years. Doesn't happen often. So enjoy this moment. And then remember, we got baseball tomorrow. Playoff baseball. Let's go Mets. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you at 9 o'clock tonight with Mets Magic.